Hi guys, it's KINO. Welcome to another video. So, if you were drawn to this video, this is a sign that you are heavily on someone's mind. There is someone out there who cannot stop thinking about you. And in today's reading, we are going to be finding out who that is, why they are thinking about you so much, what the nature of their thoughts are towards you right now, and how they're feeling towards you overall. So there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and in each reading we're going to be using a different tarot deck. I've also placed a different crystal on top of each, and I'm going to be showing you a different card from each deck so that you can get a sense of what the artwork looks like. So when you're choosing your group, there's a few different factors to help you make your decision. You could be drawn to the crystal, the back artwork of the deck, the front artwork of the deck, or if you are familiar with tarot, you could be drawn to the actual card that appears for your group. With all that being said, I did want to mention, if you're drawn to multiple groups today, you are definitely welcome to watch any and all that you feel drawn to, because it could be a sign that there are multiple people who are thinking about you. Okay, so without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. Group number 1, you have this clear quartz heart and the naked heart tarot. And your card is the High Priestess. Group number 2, you have this fluorite dolphin and the star spinner tarot. And your card is the Moon. Group number 3, you have this lemon quartz point and the mystical Manga tarot. And your card is the Magician. And group number 4, you have this fluorite cluster and the tarot of a moon garden. And your card is Judgment. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one or ones are calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the clear quartz heart and the naked heart tarot, this is going to be your reading. So I want to start by going over everything that is going to be covered in the reading today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And here on YouTube, the first thing that we're going to see is who this person is who can't stop thinking about you. And so we're going to take a look at some of their characteristics and what their relationship is to you. And then to get even more hints about who this might be, we're going to take a look at your last interaction or the recent interactions that you've had with this person and see what your energy and their energy was like and what happened when you last saw them or spoke to them. And then once we determine who this person is, we're going to move on to see what they have been thinking about you, the nature of their current thoughts towards you, their current feelings towards you overall, and why can't they stop thinking about you right now? Like, did something trigger this? Did something remind them of you? Or are they just thinking about you all the time? And then we're going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. And then in the extended, we're going to see what this person thinks that you are thinking about them. Is this person going to take any action within the connection? If yes, what will that action be? If no, should you take action, or perhaps will spirit be taking some action? And then we are going to finish off with a message from both their 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. So that is the reading for today. Let's start off by finding out who this person is. And you can think of this part of the reading as an energy check. If the person I'm describing sounds like A, someone you know, and B, someone that you would like to hear about, then keep watching. But if not, you might want to try listening to another group. But without further ado, let's get into it. This first card that we're going to look at represents the characteristics of the person who is thinking about you, as well as some clues as to their relationship to you. And for my group number ones, we have the Emperor. So group number one, it's very likely that the person who can't stop thinking about you is a man or is a masculine energy. This could be someone who is older than you, with maturity here, and also with the owl representing wisdom. I do feel like this person is older than you, or at the very least, this is someone who is quite mature and is perhaps even an old soul. This is likely someone who takes on a leader role. So, for example, in a social situation, they could be the person who decides what we're going to do tonight, or the person who kind of leads the conversation and brings up new topics. They have that kind of leading personality. This could be in a professional sense as well. They could have their own business, or they could be a manager, they could be in a high up position, because the Emperor does represent an authority figure, someone with power and influence, someone whom people would turn to for guidance and for leadership. This could also be someone who's kind of like a trendsetter. What they do, other people tend to follow. I do think a lot of people look up to this person, find them cool, and find their insights really interesting. They could also be the first in their family to do something significant, like the first in their family to move away, the first in their family to go to college or to start a business or something like that. And they could actually be a little bit of a black sheep in their family, but not with the connotation that like their family thinks they're weird. I think that they definitely are unique within their family, but I think that that's something that is celebrated. They have that kind of pioneer trendsetter energy. They're not the type of person who's like, you go first so that I can see if it's safe. They're like, let me go first and I'll find out and I'll let you know how it is. They just kind of boldly dive head first into things. I think that I'm hearing like this person has dad humor, which maybe they are a dad, but the Emperor does represent like fatherly energy. And actually, this could be like a father figure or a grandfather in your life, but it could also be like a male love interest or an authority figure or a mentor that you've had. But I do think it's someone whom you look up to and that you've learned a lot from. Another thing that I often see with the Emperor, and maybe this is just my personal interpretation, is that they are some of the biggest softies. They might have like a hard exterior. They may come off as quite serious when you first meet them. But then when you get to know them, you start to see their corny sense of humor, and you start to see like their affectionate nature and the teddy bear that is inside them. But when it's time to be serious, they can be serious. I think that this person has a strong sense of justice for all, but especially a strong sense of justice and protecting their loved ones. This is someone who wants to like work hard for their loved ones, provide for their loved ones. They may kind of go about the world with a sense of like they want to prove themselves, even if they come across as someone who doesn't really care what people think. And maybe to some extent that is true. I think that they're not really influenced by other people and they like to march to the beat of their own drum. But I also do think they have a little bit of that need to like accomplish things and prove themselves in this world. So this is what I'm seeing about the person who is thinking about you so far. Let's take a look at your recent interactions to see if this can give us more hints about who this is. So these are going to represent your energy in your last interaction. These will represent their energy. If you listen to this part and you feel like the energies are switched, like this is actually them and this is actually you, that is totally fine. You may even kind of resonate with both sides, but if you don't resonate with either side, then this is probably not your group. But let's see what we have for you. We are starting off with the 9th house: learning, philosophy, publishing, writing, discovery, law, exploring, travel, ethics, foreign countries, religion, higher education, spirituality, and wisdom. We also have sadness. And it says, I know that all sadness brings a renewal. And we have guidance, wisdom, learning again, and new information. Okay, and then for this person's energy, we have the North Node, fate, destiny, life goals, lessons, journey, calling, mission, challenges, soul purpose, the future, karma, learning curve, and the destination. We have matter, and it says, I blossom in the physical world. And then we have perspective with the bigger picture. Okay, so you have a lot of references to learning on your side, and we were speaking about the wisdom of this person who is thinking about you and how you and probably many others look up to them. I definitely think this is someone who has taught you a lot, whether that was their intention or not. I think just having this connection with them and getting to hear them speak and hear their musings and see them move through the world, it has just taught you a lot. It's also coming through that you probably think what this person does for a living is very cool, or what they are skilled at, or what they're talented at, or what they have a lot of knowledge on is quite impressive to you. And you might really like to hear this person talk about their work or watch their work or just like admire the work that they do. I just had this image of them talking about their job and talking about their goals, and you might not really totally understand the details of what it is that they do, but you like to learn about it from them, and you also like to see the passion that they have. I think that a significant difference between the two of you is that they have an energy that likes to go straight from point A to point B and is always thinking about like the next destination. I want to get to this goal. I want to, get from point A to point B. Whereas your energy feels more like just expansive. Expansive in all directions is more of like a journeyer, an explorer, a learner, an experimenter, a free spirit, rather than like a man on a mission. And I think in that sense, like both of you can learn from each other just from that difference of your outlook. And I do think that this person believes you being in their life is fated. I don't know if they have told you that before, but I think they do believe that. I think that you're also in a lovely place towards this connection where you are open to whatever it has to teach you. Like whatever that might be, whatever this connection might be, wherever it might lead. I feel like you're just happy to be here. You're just happy to be here and happy to get to know this person and interact with them, and whatever lessons this connection teaches you and however it allows you to expand, like you're grateful for it all. Also, I think it's interesting that we have an open book on your end, which maybe means that you have been quite transparent with this person. And actually, now that I think about it, the option that you guys chose, it's literally the Naked Heart Tarot, 1111, as I talk about this, the Naked Heart Tarot and like a transparent heart. So that combined with this open book, I do think that you have always been like transparent with this person about how much you look up to them and perhaps how you feel about them as well. With sadness here, there could have been something about your last interaction that left you sad, or this could be on your end like a little bit of a disappointment with the way things currently are. Maybe you miss this person, maybe you wish that you could see each other more. I kind of wonder, like with this North Node, this like material world and the world here, some of you could feel like this person's goals and mission and material endeavors kind of take them away from you. It could be that they just pour so much attention into their job and their professional goals that they seem to be spending less time with you, or it could have actually physically taken them away from you. Like with this world here, maybe they've actually gone physically far away to pursue their worldly endeavors. But I think this person has goals that are like really, really important to them, and they take them very seriously. I'm hearing like sometimes a bit too seriously, although that's not really my place to judge, but yes, they do take it very seriously. And with the North Node, this person could kind of get tunnel vision when they have a goal. And perhaps even in your recent interactions, you've noticed a shift where like they seem to just be talking about one thing, or like the majority of your conversation now centers around this one thing. Like, I don't know, maybe let's say they did start a business and they keep talking about like, yeah, once we get this investment from these guys, like, you know, and it's like all they talk about. Whereas maybe you used to talk more about like life and talk about each other and talk about your feelings, and it was more like varied, or it felt more intimate and like you were discussing things on a personal level, and maybe you kind of feel like this person has become like consumed by other stuff, which is ironic because the whole topic of this reading is how much they're thinking about you. So maybe that's something that they're like reflecting on. But yeah, it seems like they kind of have like tunnel vision towards a goal right now. And maybe even observing that has been teaching you. But yeah, we have like guidance here again. So I definitely think you learn a lot. You learn a lot from the connection with this person, not just in the things that they actively teach you, but I think you could be very reflective about your dynamic with this person and the ways in which you mirror each other. So the next thing that I want to do, I want to roll some dice for some more hints. So I have two zodiac sign dice here. These don't have to necessarily apply to your person, but they could definitely be confirmation. So we have Cancer. And we have Virgo. So Cancer and Virgo could be relevant placements, as well as Aries, because the Emperor is related to the sign of Aries, and these could be like sun, moon, or rising placements of this person, or yours as well. Like it could be a confirmation if it's your placements. Yeah, and then the other thing that I want to do is roll some number dice. So these could be numbers in the person's birthday or in their birth time, if you know that. It could be life path numbers. It could also be like the number of your age gap in years. So let's see, we have 11. Let me put it up here. That will fit better. We have 11 again, which is so funny because I saw 1111 when I was doing this group, and you guys are group number 1. And we have 10. That's a whole lot of ones. So we have 11, 11, and 10. That could be relevant numbers. Also, the letters J, K, U, and V could be relevant. Like they could be letters in this person's name or initials or something like that. Okay, so now we are going to get into the tarot that you guys chose. And let me just get my list, because I always, you know, this list, it is to show you it's in the reading, but it's also so that I don't forget, because I often do. So let's get into more about the nature of this person's thoughts for you. So the first thing is, what is this person thinking about you right now? What is the nature of their thoughts about you? So we have the movement of wands, which is the Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh. And we have the Ten of Cups, and look how it came out. The fox is running towards the Ten of Cups. Oh my god, this is so sweet. Also, this is so relevant for me right now, because like I just filmed the reading Your Next Breakthrough, which is like the last reading that I posted. Go check it out if you feel called to it. But we talked about your last breakthrough. No, your next breakthrough. And one of the piles had a card with a fox on it. We were using a spirit animal deck and there was a fox. And I read the passage in the guidebook, and it was like the sweetest story about a fox who sees this light in the distance and knows that the light is their destiny. And throughout their life, they're just longing and longing for this light and wishing that they can reach it. And this light is like the thing that matters most to them. It's like their love, it's their passion. And so when I saw this fox, and especially with it being movement, like the knight, I'm like, oh my gosh, this represents your person as like the fox who is running towards their light, and their light is you. And then the freaking Ten of Cups comes out, which is like literally love, emotional fulfillment, overflowing with joy, your happily ever after, your greatest wish. Like, look at this. It's so sweet, and it's so timely because I just read that fox story. And if I hadn't read it, this wouldn't have hit as hard. So definitely divine timing that I did those readings in that order. So I feel like whatever happened in your recent interactions, it really just affirmed to this person how much they love you, or how deeply they care about you. Their thoughts about you, I think, center a lot around wanting to move towards you, like wanting to make a move towards you, wanting to take action towards you, wanting to offer something to you. Like the Knight talks about someone coming forward, and in this deck it's literally called movement. And the Knight of Wands, he has something that he wants to achieve, or something that he wants to like conquer is not the greatest word, but this victory that he wants to attain. He's going forward with purpose, and he's going forward with confidence that like, yes, this is what I want. So I think that this person is very sure of how they're feeling about you, and very sure of how happy you make them. And they're saying something like, it's very few, not even very few people, it's very few things that can bring me this much joy. There's very few things in this life that can bring me this much joy and that bring me peace. I think when this person is with you, they just feel peace. And they may not show it, but I think the inside of this person's mind is pretty chaotic. And again, there's this feeling of they don't really let it show. A lot of their inner chaos, they don't let it show. And even if they're like feeling the pressure, even if they're feeling the stress in their life, they don't really let it show. And actually, maybe that's why they do so well in leadership positions, because if you see your leader panicking, you're probably going to panic, right? But even if they're panicking internally, if they can keep it cool, then the people who are following them will also stay calm. So I do think that trait of theirs is one thing that makes them a great leader, but might not make them the best at like vulnerability in personal situations. And what I was saying before that tangent is that I do think the inside of this person's brain can feel like like a fire sometimes. You know that meme of the dog sitting in a fire and he's like, this is fine. I think that's kind of sometimes what the inside of this person's brain looks like. But whenever they're with you, they just immediately feel at peace. And I do think it's just something about the aura. And probably a lot of people feel this way about you, but you just immediately like tranquilize. That is not a good word, but you just put them at ease. You immediately put them at ease, and you're like just this, it's like a natural remedy for them being around you. And I don't really think anyone else can do that for them. And it's not even necessarily something that you have to think about, like saying the right things and doing the right things to put them at ease. I think it's just you existing, and they could definitely see themselves like being your life partner or living with you or being around you for a very long time, because they know that they're always going to feel comfortable around you. Like you're never someone who agitates them. If you've ever worried about like, do I annoy this person? Do I rub this person the wrong way? No, you don't. Like they just feel so at ease when they're around you, and you probably get to see the more like humorous side of them and the more soft side of them more than others do. To the point that like if someone asks you to describe their personality and ask someone else, you might say very different things. Like you would say like, oh, they're just really sweet and caring, and then they're funny, and then someone else might say like they're a hard ass, like they get the job done. Like both are true, but you're the one who sees that soft side, and I definitely think that's something special about you that brings that out of them, and that they feel safe enough to do that. This is such a weird analogy, but you know when pets lie on their back and they show you their belly? And like it means that they trust you, and it's like a vulnerable thing. I feel like if this person were an animal, they would show you their belly. And like they would lie on their back. Like they just, okay, I'm painting a weird picture, but I hope that you understand what I mean. And I also really love the rainbow aspect of the 10 of Cups card, because it does give this feeling of like being able to show their true colors. And I think you make them think about how they can be more authentic in life in general and with other people, because I think they do notice how their true self comes out when they're around you, and they think like, damn, that felt really good. Like how can I do that more in life? Yeah, like you help them to open up, you help them to crack open, and you really are a big source of joy for them. And this fox is running towards the 10 of Cups because they want more of that joy. So they're really thinking about moving towards you right now. Let's see their current feelings towards you. What are their current feelings towards you? The Magician, okay. Funny, we have a 10 and a 1, and then we have all these like 10s and 11s up here. And then we have the Universe, and we have the 8 of Cups. Wow. So you are really opening this person up to their spiritual side. You know, in the previous part of the reading, we saw that they are very much grounded in their physical reality. With this Matter card, I blossom in the physical world. And I do think that right now, a lot of their goals still are centered around like worldly things and material things. But I think that that's something that is gradually changing. And I almost feel like it's something that you have been assisting this person with for a long time. Whether that's consciously or just like, I almost want to say like the energetic work that you've been doing, the healing work that you've been doing. So your energies are connected in some way, because it's like you have been a catalyst for this person to explore their spirituality more. Like with the World and the Eight of Cups, like seeing these two together, there is this feeling of like, it's starting to dawn on them, and I can feel your energy being like, finally, like they're finally cracking open like this. Starting to dawn on them that maybe it's not all of these worldly things that will bring them true happiness. So you are quite inspiring to this person, and I dare say influential towards this person. I do think that they value your insights and they value what you have to say, maybe a bit more than you realize, and really do like hang on to the things that you say. And with the Magician, I do believe that they are like actively manifesting you and actively desiring you and actively pursuing you. I also think that they are very proud to know you. There may be a feeling of wanting to show you off. They could be not only thinking about you, but talking to people about you. You might notice that they start to, like if they're inviting you to hang out, it would be like in a place with other people. And it's funny, like I feel like you might be craving that intimate time with just them. So for example, maybe you want them to like come over to your place, or you want to go to their place so that you can have just some like personal time with the two of you, but then they're inviting you to like events or parties or to hang out in a group. And while you might feel kind of like disappointed about that because you feel like it's less serious, like, oh, they're just inviting me to hang out with a group of friends, like they don't just want to spend time with me, they're just inviting me to hang with a group of friends. It's like, no, they're doing that because they want to show you off. Like they want to be like, look at this amazing person that I know, look at this cool person. So it's kind of like you may be taking it in a different way just because like maybe you were hoping for more alone time, but it's just because they're so proud and excited to know you, and like they want everyone to know, and they want everyone to see how cool you are. You may have also helped this person realize that like some of the people in their circle are not it. Like you have maybe, because of the depth of your connection, like in contrast, they've maybe started to realize how surface level some of their other relationships are, like particularly friendships, I think, and help them to see that they deserve more, or that there's more, there can be more depth in their interpersonal relationships that maybe they didn't really think about before. Yeah. So why can't they stop thinking about you right now? Is it because of something that happened recently? Is it because of something that reminded them of you? Why can't they stop thinking about you right now? Oh, and also, we are going to get messages and advice from your spirit guides. So if there's any particular question you would like to ask your spirit guides, or any particular thing that you would like guidance on, just keep this in your mind right now, because we're going to take the bottom of the deck energy as the message from your guides. And also, if there's a particular spirit guide whom you would like to ask something, keep them in your mind as well. we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, group number one's person. And that's so funny. And we have the Fool. Well, thank you for saying it for me so that I didn't have to say it. Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, which is the card that came out in the intro to choose your group. So your message from your spirit guides, or your advice from your spirit guides, is the High Priestess. Okay, so yeah, with the Five of Pentacles, this means that, well, first of all, plain and simple, the reason that they are thinking about you so much right now is because they miss you. They miss you. They feel your absence. They want to see you more. They're sad that you're not around. However, the Five of Pentacles, it's a card that can talk about like financial lack or material loss, like uncertainty in your career. And we also have this broken jewel. So in your recent interactions, you know, there was that, we spoke about this thing that they have tunnel vision on, a particular venture of theirs, a particular maybe financial goal of theirs. Like there was something that they were like really, they had their eggs in this basket and they were talking about it a lot and they were passionate about it a lot. It looks like that maybe didn't pan out as they had hoped. And it's like they had so much tunnel vision on a goal that it kind of eclipsed other things in their life. So maybe that was something you had picked up on, that like if you notice a shift in their energy or like a shift in the type of things you would talk about and you kind of felt like they were pulling away because all of their energy was going into this goal, that is a correct assessment. Let me just like paint this picture. So it would be like if you and this person used to text each other every day about all various topics and have like deep conversations about life, but you notice that these days like all they're talking about is like this business venture, like this startup that they're going to do, and it's like you're excited for them, but on one hand you're maybe a bit disappointed because you feel them pulling away, but also you might be a little bit worried of like, damn, you really have all your eggs in this basket. Like I genuinely hope it goes well, because if you're investing all of your energy into this and it doesn't go well, like that could be not very good. And it does kind of seem like with this, whatever it was, didn't really go well. And so now it's kind of like a wake-up call, like a rude awakening, because they had been pulling away from you and probably other things in their life. Like you'd maybe gone from talking every day to like, then they kind of like you saw their energy shift and then they started speaking to you less and less. And then when this falls through, like all of the things that they had been neglecting then stare them in the face, because it's like, well, now what? Now that this thing that was eclipsing all my other stuff is gone, now I can see everything again. And I see how I've pulled away from you, and I see how I had become consumed by this thing. And, you know, I said like, okay, I'm like, now you realize. And then the Fool came out. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like imply that your person is a fool, but maybe that they're just feeling a bit, they're feeling maybe a bit silly right now, not for having hope in their goal, but maybe for not like diversifying their energy, or for becoming so entrenched in this goal that they let themselves like lose sight of other important things in their life. So I think, and maybe this was also part of the realization that it's not these material ventures that are ultimately going to make them happy. And maybe they even think about like, because now that it's fallen through and they can see clearly how they've pulled away from you, they might even be scared. Like, imagine if it didn't fall through. Imagine if it went well. Would I have just kept going in my beeline and gone farther and farther and farther away from you and from the other things in my life and from my heart? Like, would I've just kept on that trajectory? So maybe, I mean, I'm a firm believer in rejection is divine protection. So whatever has not worked out here, it was definitely not meant to be. But they may even come to see it as like a blessing in disguise of like, this was my wake up call that like, these are not the things that will actually make me happy. And you know, the Fool can also talk about new beginnings and like clean slates and this, and like with this unicorn horn, like this may have been orchestrated as part of like a spiritual awakening for this person, which when they turn to their heart or when they turn to their soul, I feel like they just can't help but think about you. And then your message and advice from your spirit guides is the High Priestess. So the message here, honestly, is just to keep following your intuition. And I know you may find that this person is very wise, and they are, but remember that you are extremely wise too. You may have a different kind of wisdom than this person, and your wisdoms likely complement each other very, very well. And I feel like one thing that this connection has probably proven to you is that your intuition is always correct, and if it doesn't get proven right immediately, it will get proven right over time. So keep trusting in your intuition. And the High Priestess, you know, she doesn't chase, she doesn't force things. She lets things come to her at the right time. She trusts in the universe to bring the experiences, lessons, blessings that she needs in the perfect time. So there could also be a piece of advice from your guides to like relax, like there's no dramatic action that is required right now. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep sitting pretty. keep minding your business. keep doing you, and keep trusting as well that everything is going to fall into place, because it is. And you already know that. I don't have to tell you that, but your spirit guides wanted to confirm that to you. And if you are working on awakening your divine feminine energy, keep doing that. I feel like that will be really beneficial for you right now. So group number one, so we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we're going to see, what does your person think that you think about them? Are they going to take action towards you? If yes, what will this action be? If no, should you take action, or will spirit potentially take action? And then we are going to get a message from both their 3D self and their higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this reading. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, which is hot and fresh and brand new at the time that I'm filming this. And I will link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and literally anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to anyone else who may have indirectly appeared in this reading, and I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, both of your higher selves, both of your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Fluorite Dolphin and the Star Spinner Tarot. This is going to be your reading. So I want to start by going through everything that is going to be covered in today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start by finding out who this person is. So we will look at some of their characteristics as well as their relationship to you. And then to get even more hints about who this might be, we'll take a look at your recent interactions or the last interaction that you had with them and see what your energy and their energy was like at that time and what happened when you last saw them or when you last spoke to them. Then once we figure out who this is, we're going to move into finding out what they've been thinking about you. So we'll see the nature of their current thoughts about you, their current feelings towards you, as well as why they can't stop thinking about you right now. Is there something that triggered this for them? Is there something that reminded them of you? Or do they just think about you all the time? We will find out. And then we're going to finish off the reading with a message and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended, we are going to find out, what does your person think that you are thinking about them? We're going to find out whether they will take action within the connection with you. If yes, what will that action be? If no, should you take action, or perhaps will spirit be taking action? And then we will finish with messages from both your person's 3D self, so their human self, as well as their higher self. So that is the reading for today. The first thing we need to do is find out who this person is. So we're gonna start by looking at this card in the middle. This represents their characteristics as well as their relationship to you. And you can think of this part of the reading as an energy check if the person I'm describing, A, sounds like someone you know, and B, someone you would like to hear about, then that can be a sign that this is your group. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be someone you know, but the important thing is that it sounds like someone you would like to hear about and sit through a whole reading about. So anyway, let's take a look. For my group number 2s, the card representing the person who is thinking about you is the 7 of Swords with the keyword betrayal. So there's definitely a few ways to interpret this card. And one interpretation that I think will make the identity of this person very obvious to some of you, if there is someone who has betrayed you, who has broken your trust, who has gone behind your back and done something sneaky or hurtful towards you, then that is likely the person who is currently thinking about you. However, as it pertains to this person's characteristics, this could be someone who doesn't give away a lot about themselves. They could be someone who is a little bit hard to read. It's hard to know what exactly is going through their head. They could behave like quite differently depending on the day. So like some days you get one vibe from them and some days you get a different vibe. It could also depend on who they are around. They could act quite differently when they're with you versus when you see them hanging out with other people. Like different aspects of their personality come out. There could even be something that feels a little bit inauthentic about this person. Like it almost feels like when they talk about themselves or when they talk about how they're feeling, they're not really giving the whole story. And that doesn't necessarily have to be like intentionally because they want to deceive people. It could be something that they're afraid of sharing, that they don't feel comfortable sharing. Like I found that when it comes to people, this card doesn't necessarily always have to mean someone who is intentionally deceptive, although the energy of the card is deceptive. It could just be people who are like omitting certain things about themselves because like they don't want to talk about it or they don't know how people are going to react. Another thing that could give away who this person is that You maybe have been like disappointed in recent interactions because you felt like they were not giving you the same energy as they did before. You maybe felt that there was something inconsistent with their energy, like their actions were not aligning with, you know, things that they had previously said to you. Their actions were not aligning with things they said they wanted or things they said that they were going to do. And recent interactions could have left you feeling confused, disappointed, or even feeling like they had deceived you in some way. Like, if this is what you're going to do, then why did you say all of that stuff before? Like, make it make sense. That's kind of the vibe of the Seven of Swords. So it is a little bit of a confusing or frustrating energy that is coming out right off the bat. We are going to take a look at these cards now to see your energy and their energy in recent interactions. If listening to this part you feel like the energies are flipped, that this is actually them and this is actually you, that is totally fine. You may even feel like you kind of resonate with both sides, but if you don't really resonate with either side, then this might not be your group. Let me just close this curtain because I feel like there's some weird... that didn't really help, but whatever. So for the cards representing your energy, we have Lilith with taboo, darkness, untamed, intensity, independence, erotic, sexual liberation, temptation, secret desires, fetishes, shadow side, empowerment, and destruction. We have contentment, and it says, I am fully satisfied with what I already have. Interesting. And then we have individuality, uniqueness, and perfection. Then on your person's side, we have Vesta, devotion, sacred sexuality, fertility, kundalini energy, dedication, purity, self-discipline, focused passion, diligence, inner spark, and spiritual commitment. We have abundance. I receive, oh, that's very similar. It says, I receive and I already have everything I need. And then we have commitment, the message of, these are really similar too. Dedication, loyalty, and devotion. And my camera is really wanting to focus on this jewel here. And now that I think about it, these two cards are quite similar as well. So there's a lot of recurring themes in this spread here, with both of these mentioning sexuality. Like we have sexual liberation and sacred sexuality. This could be someone whom you've had a sexual relationship with. It honestly feels like it could be a friends with benefits situation, or like a situationship, or someone with whom you have that very strong chemistry and that very strong physical attraction. I really feel like that's the case for most of you. If not, I think that these cards are really focusing on the intimate nature of sex and like bearing that part of you to someone. So this could also be symbolic of you have, like, for example, maybe you have shared some deep secrets about yourself with this person, or like you've really opened up and shared a lot with this person, because that's also kind of like bearing an intimate side of yourself or being vulnerable with someone. But yeah, just the fact that like sexuality is brought up with both of these, I feel like that could be a really strong sign of who this is. This could be, it could be someone that you've had or been in a relationship with before, although I'm not sure if you still do have one. And I'm kind of seeing where this feeling of deception might come from, because we have these messages about like commitment and devotion and contentment and abundance, and then this feeling of betrayal. So this could be someone who you felt like things were going really well. You felt like the two of you were happy. They maybe even told you that they were happy, and then one day they just like suddenly switched up on you. And you know, these swords, it kind of feels like a backstabbing. Just for an example, like imagine you had a friends with benefits and you wanted something more with them, and they're always telling you like, yeah, I really like you, I really see this going somewhere. And then one day you stop hearing from them and you're like, oh, I'm sure they're just busy. And then like after some time you see they're posting on social media and they're in a relationship with someone else. And it's like, whoa, like where on earth did that come from? Or like sharing a secret with friends and them being like, oh my God, like, yeah, you can trust me. I love you so much. Like, thank you for sharing that with me. I would never tell anyone. And then you hear other people talking about your secret. This feels like someone whose behavior, like at best confused you, at worst, like backstabbed you or blindsided you, because it just seemed like everything was going so well, that you were committed to each other. There was a level of like dedication to each other. And with taboo, it's like you did feel safe enough to show your shadow side and show like your not your dark side, but like the darkness that you were struggling with or your secrets. And then it kind of feels like a person who suddenly switched on you, and it's like, damn, how could you do that? And it may even seem like they don't even have remorse, or like they don't even care. It's like a very sudden switch. It does feel like throughout your relationship with this person, you were grateful for the connection that you had. And maybe this is one way that you were being inauthentic or even like betraying yourself, in that you wanted to be content with what you had with this person. You wanted to show them like, yes, I'm happy with what we have. But deep down, you maybe wanted more. Deep down, you maybe wanted to go deeper. And with this individuality and this snowflake, I wonder if you kind of like lost yourself in trying to please this person or impress this person. At some points, you maybe kind of, you know, like started to pick up on their mannerism and started to get into the things that they liked. And it's not necessarily something you were doing consciously, but something that you might realize kind of like after you have this rude awakening and snap out of their spell, like, damn, I was kind of losing myself to you. And yeah, I feel like on their end, with devotion, with commitment, abundance, like they were showing all of the signs of being in it for the long haul, of being really into you. And you may be left wondering, is it that they genuinely did want that with me and then they changed their mind? Or is it that they never wanted that and they were playing me? Like, it's hard to tell. And I also think it's no coincidence that we have the numbers 16 and 13 here, because that's the numbers of the Tower and Death, which are major arcana in the tarot that talk about endings. Death talks about an ending for obvious reasons. The Tower, it can especially just be a sudden ending where it feels like the rug was ripped from under you. And it's like, where do I even go from here? Like, this could have been quite shocking for some of you. So this is a pretty specific energy. You will probably know if this is your group, like if you have been in a dynamic with someone like this, but this is the person who is thinking about you now. So we're gonna roll a few dice just for some last information about them. I have 2 zodiac sign dice, and they don't necessarily need to have these placements. You could have these placements, but they don't have to apply. This is just more for like extra confirmation. So we have Sagittarius and Gemini. Sagittarius and Gemini. That could also be an indication that this person is like your sister sign. So sister signs are Aries and Libra, Taurus and Scorpio, Gemini and Sagittarius. Cancer and Capricorn, Leo and Aquarius, and Virgo and Pisces. So you could be like one of those pairs with them. I would also add, like the same way Gemini and Sagittarius energy could be relevant, Aquarius energy could be relevant, and also Scorpio, because those two tarot cards we mentioned, Death and the Tower, those are like related to the sign of Scorpio. Sorry, that was a lot, but let's roll these number dice now. So these numbers, they could be numbers in this person's birthday, in their birth time, if you know that, their life path number. It could also be like your age gap in years. We have the number 4, the number 1, and the number 6. So 1, 4, and 6 could be relevant numbers when it comes to this person. Also the letters A, D, E, F, G, and K could be significant, like letters in their name or their initials. Okay, so hopefully by now you have figured out who this person is, or figured out whether this is someone you want to hear about further. But we are going to get into the tarot that you guys chose now and find out what they are thinking about you right now. Did I say J as well? A, D, E, F, G, J, K. Okay. What is the nature of this person's thoughts towards group number 2? What is the nature of their thoughts right now? What are they thinking about group number 2? I feel like they want to hide from you. This person, like, the fact that they want to hide, I feel like that has a little bit of cowardly energy. Because, like, I don't know whether it is that they changed their mind or whether it is that they were being dishonest. It's like they didn't even have the bravery to, like, tell you that they had this change of heart or, like, be upfront with you. And I feel like however they betrayed you, you probably most of you did not find out directly from them. It's like you had to find out from someone else, or you saw something on social media that made it clear to you. And it's like, wow, you really couldn't even tell me, like, at the end of it all. And they know that they're being cowardly about it. They know that, and I feel like they are embarrassed about it, and yet they're still hiding. They're still hiding from you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh no, this is the type of energy that gets me, that gets my goat. Okay. And we have the Two of Coins. Okay, yeah, I don't think this person is intentionally like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna mess with this person. I'm gonna, like, you know, lie to this person. I think they just don't have a lot of awareness of like the consequences of their actions, or a sense of like stepping up and taking accountability, like kind of running away from responsibilities, or like running away from the consequences of their actions. Like very avoidant, I think, is the word that I'm dancing around. Avoidant, which does end up hurting people whether they intend to or not, and that is something that they should take accountability for. It's that type of personality where like let's say this person was dating someone, and then they realized that, oh, I don't think we're a good fit, and they're like, oh, but I can't tell them that because that would hurt their feelings, and I'm gonna spare their feelings, so I just won't say anything. And it's like, you do realize that ghosting hurts more than upfront communication. It's like they think by not having the hard discussion or not doing the confrontation that they are somehow sparing your feelings. But they're not sparing your feelings. They're just not sticking around to see the aftermath of what they did to your feelings. Just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean that it's not there. So yes, it is avoidant. And I do have a feeling that this person is seeing you a lot. So this could be someone that you are frequently around in person. Like if you have the same friend group, or if you work together or go to school together or something like that, or you frequent the same places. Or they could be seeing you a lot because they're like checking on your social media, or they see like photos of you on friends' pages or something like that. But you pop up a lot in their actual physical reality. It's not that you're just popping up in their head. They kind of see you everywhere. It could also be that there's a lot of things in their surroundings that remind them of you. They could also see a lot of signs of you, like your energy is following them around, and that may be their conscience, like trying to get their attention. But with the Queen of Coins, when I saw this card, I was kind of like, oh, here we go. Because this is that kind of energy where this person thinks very, very highly of you, and does think that you are, like, for example, life partner material, best friend material. Like, you are a very real and genuine person, and you're like, anyone would be lucky to have you in their life, and you deserve the best that this world has to offer. Like, they think so highly of you, and probably have this feeling now of like, you didn't deserve the way I treated you. You didn't deserve me, and I'm like, I don't deserve you. And just seeing that kind of energy combined with the avoidant nature, and like not stepping up and making things right, that's where I'm kind of like, you know? And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which this could be indicating that this person's, first of all, I feel like they recognize that there was a lack of reciprocity, or maybe there was a one-sided nature to your relationship, especially in the way that you showed up for each other. So, for example, if this was like a friends with benefits situation, maybe it was always you who, actually, it doesn't matter if it was friends with benefits or not. Maybe it was always you who was like going over to their house to hang out, and they hardly ever came to your place, or you were the one who was like driving and picking them up, or like bringing them food, or like, it's in terms of actual, like, you know, the love languages, like in terms of acts of service, in terms of like demonstrating the desire for quality time, in terms of like showing up for each other and helping each other out. I feel like they do recognize that there was an imbalance where maybe you were giving more than they were giving. And I feel like they do see you as a very like generous, warm, and nurturing soul. And I feel like this person maybe has a bit of issues with self-worth, because it's like when you did those kind things for them, it actually made them feel bad or like feel uncomfortable because they felt like they weren't worthy of that. Like, you know, when someone gives you a present and you're like, oh, you shouldn't have, but you're actually like really happy and grateful. I feel like they actually feel, oh, this person shouldn't have done that. Like it's like they feel uncomfortable receiving that kindness from you, and they do recognize that there was an imbalance. And I feel like there's a lot of times where they realize after the fact, like, oh, I could have done that nice thing for them. It's like they don't realize in the moment. And I also think that like thoughts of you might kind of come in waves for this person. So they could go through times where like they're thinking about you pretty intensely, and then it goes away, and then your energy comes back and then it goes away. Or it could be that your energy comes up and they suppress it, and your energy comes up and they suppress it. Because I think like thinking about you or seeing you, like inevitably they will have to face how they treated you, how they handled this situation. But I do think they feel your energy very strongly. Okay. How does this person feel about you overall? How does this person feel about group number 2 overall? Oh, we have the Page of Pentacles, which fell towards me. Like it fell this way and landed like in my chest. Also, just looking at this queen and the bunny, I feel like you are the queen in this image and they're like the little bunny. That they did feel like they did feel the affection from you and the warmth from you. But like you're coming out as the queen. Oh, these are all coins, by the way, like all earth energy. You're coming out as the queen and they're coming out as the page. And actually it's very interesting how there's the 2 of coins in the middle, and on the side of the queen the coin is higher, on the side of the page it's lower, because I feel like that's a very clear sign that like you were giving more or you were showing up more. They were giving less and they were showing up less. So I mean, it's very, very clear that they recognize this. Whether they recognized it in the moment or they're just realizing that now in hindsight, I'm not sure. But just looking at like this Page of Pentacles looks very contemplative, you know, holding the coin that looks quite small and thinking like, they don't look very proud of the coin, you know, they look introspective about the coin and like, what do I really have to offer? What do I really bring to the table? And I feel like throughout the connection with you or after the connection with you, that's perhaps something that they've really been thinking about. What can they bring to the table, or how can they bring value to people's lives or make the life better of the people that they're involved with? And you know, I think this is an opportunity for growth for them if they take it, because the page is the least evolved of the court cards, and it kind of has a feeling that this person does have a lot of maturing to do that you as the queen maybe had already done. This person may also just not have a lot of experience with intimate relationships, whether that's romantic, sexual, friendship, even like within their family dynamics. They might just not have a lot of experience with like intimacy and sharing and vulnerability and things like that. What else? How does this person feel about group number 2? Also, like, if there was any area that you excelled at, especially like in comparison to them, like for example, if you got better grades, or if you like have a better job, like quote unquote, or like if you make more money than them or something, that could have been something that they felt insecure about. What else does group number 2's person feel about them? Maybe they have not like come to terms with the depth or the complexity of what you make them feel. We have the Ace of Wands, which again does give a feeling of a sexual relationship. I'm sorry if that is not the case and that is making you feel awkward, but it's come up many times throughout this reading, and I do think it's very interesting that this comes up like after I'm shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and nothing's coming out. It almost felt like there was a blockage when it comes to them facing, like I said, the depth or the complexity of how they feel about you. And it's like nothing's coming out. Here, have an Ace of Wands. It could be someone who, like, it's hard for them to put into words how they feel or to demonstrate how they feel. And so if you did have like that kind of physical relationship with this person, they maybe tried to like channel their feelings for you into that. And that could be why you had like such an intense physical connection, if it's that kind of relationship. Like they expressed it in that way, as opposed to like telling you or showing you in other ways, because maybe they didn't know how, or it was like a repressed energy that just found an outlet in your physical connection. But I do feel like the emotions were, and again, like it's deeper and more complicated than they would let on. So, okay. Now we are going to see, why are they thinking about you so much right now? What brought this on? What made them think of you? And we're also going to get messages and advice from your spirit guides. So if there is a particular question that you would like to ask your spirit guides, or a particular situation that you would like guidance on, just keep that in mind as I'm shuffling. And also, if there is a particular spirit guide of yours that you would like to hear from, keep them in mind as well, because we're gonna take the bottom of the deck energy as the message from your guide. I keep getting wafts of this really nice smell. If I had to guess what it is, it smells like an orange, like a fruit that is orange, which could be so many different things. But I see like an orange fruit with some like green leaves and that it's coming from someone's hair, which is like super specific, but which also again makes me think that you had like a close physical relationship with this person if they're like smelling your hair, or they like the smell of your hair, or some like fruity scent. I guess it could be like perfume as well, or moisturizer. They maybe don't even know what it is. Why is this person thinking about you so much right now? What brought this on? I just heard like, what didn't bring this on? So I really think that there's just so many things in this person's day-to-day life that remind them of you. Okay, there's, oh my gosh, interesting. 7 of Swords, which that is their energy. So they are probably thinking a lot about their past actions. Like if this represents their behavior that left you feeling betrayed, that left you feeling deceived or confused or disappointed, they are thinking about that a lot. But I feel like they are still in an avoidant energy, because you can see, and you can see this in many decks in the 7 of Swords, that this person is taking the swords, so, and running away with them. It's like sneaky behavior. You're trying to get away with something. So it's like whatever they have done in the past, it is heavy on their conscience, but like they're not ready to face it. And man, I hope they're not in an energy that's like, the guilt that I feel is punishment enough. But they might be feeling that way. And the fact that we have, like, this is a waxing moon, so this is only going to get bigger and bigger. The moon is in the process of turning into a full moon. So that means that however much they're thinking about you right now, that's only going to keep growing and growing until it reaches a climax, which is the full moon, when it reaches like its full intensity, which is maybe around the time that they will face past things, that they will maybe like come clean to you, or like come forward and give closure or give an explanation, if that's something you want or care to receive from them, of course. But I do think that they would be like at least reaching out, because swords are about communication and like thoughts and expressing your thoughts. And I do feel like they may still be in this avoidant energy because it's like uncomfortable to acknowledge. But if this is only going to grow and grow and grow, then I feel like eventually it's gonna come pouring out, you know? But yeah, I just think it's that a lot of things remind them of you. And also like, if something's weighing on your conscience, like, yeah, you're going to be thinking about it. I still like, I will think about people that I've wronged like more than 10 years ago. Like it will just stay there. Okay. What else? Is there any other reason that group number 2's person is thinking about them so much? Why are they thinking about you so much right now? Whenever, for this group, whenever the cards take a long time to come out, it translates to me as like there's things that they're not ready to say, or like things that they're not ready to admit. So there could be things that remind them of you that they wouldn't want you to know that they associate that with you, or like that it brings up thoughts of you. Just for one example, I don't know if this is actually the case, but like if there's like a really sappy love song that's like popular on the radio right now, and it makes them think of you, they might not want you to know that. Or like if you left like a bobby pin, like the dumbest little thing at their house, and like they still have it, or like a little stud earring or something, like something small and insignificant, but like they keep it. They just like keep it on their nightstand, and they wouldn't want you to know that. Okay, we have the Empress. So this person just finds you to be very, very beautiful, and like the ideal person. So that's another reason why they think about you so much. There could be a lot of like art, music, things like that that remind them of you. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So this is your message from your spirit guides. The Lovers. The Lovers, as you can probably guess, it's all about relationships, and especially the decisions that we make in relationships. And we often see this imagery of the two lovers coming together and the angel in the sky who is like watching over them and facilitating this union. But as you can see here, this angel is turning their back. And so this could mean a couple things. For one, it could mean that the spirit guide that you have called upon, or just your spirit guides in general, if you didn't specify, they're almost saying like, with the utmost love, they're saying like, this is none of my business. Like, you do what you have to do. I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is something like, for example, choosing how you move forward in this connection. This is something that you have to decide, and something that has to come from your heart. And they could also be turning their back because they're saying like, there's not really, like, one reason they might not be getting involved is because there's not really a right or wrong answer. And I think they also want you to know that whatever choice you do make in this decision, that was very redundant. Whatever choice you make in this situation, like, there is zero judgment from your spirit guides. Zero judgment. So yeah, whatever you choose to do, they're going to support you. But if you haven't really been receiving clear advice from your guides on what to do, it's because they feel like it's not their business. Like, you have to make this choice yourself. And it's maybe important for you to make the choice that you want to make and then like deal with the results accordingly. And like process the results of the choice that you made. And like they're turning their back because it's not their place to like interfere with that experience. Like, this is an important part of your growth. So the best thing that you can do right now is just like follow your desires, whichever way that takes you, because it could lead to really great happiness for you, or it could lead to further disappointment. But that's like even that is an important experience for you to have, that like they just don't want to interfere with or meddle with. Yeah. But yeah, they will love and support you and be happy with whatever choice you make. There is no wrong choice. There's no like, you shouldn't have done that. Because as long as you did what your heart said, then you made the right choice. Okay, so we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we're going to see, what does your person think that you are thinking of them right now? Are they going to be taking action towards you? If so, what will that action be? If not, should you take action, or perhaps will spirit take action? And we are also going to get a message from their 3D self. What would their 3D self say to you if they were being completely honest and unfiltered? And then we're also going to get any messages or advice that their higher self has. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future videos. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also link my latest release down below, which is very new and exciting. At the time that this video goes up, it's like my newest song. And I will link my vlog channel and my merch, which includes, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the lemon quartz and the mystical Manga tarot, this is going to be your reading. So I want to start off by just going through everything that is going to be covered in the reading today. We have the reading on YouTube as well as an extended. So here on YouTube, we are going to start by seeing who this person is. We will take a look at some of their characteristics and their relationship to you. And then to get some more hints of who they might be, we'll take a look at your last interaction with them or your recent interactions and what those have been like. We will look at what your energy and their energy has been like and what happened the last time you saw them or the last time you spoke to them. And then once we figure out who this is, we are going to see what they have been thinking about you, the nature of their current thoughts towards you, their current feelings towards you, and why can't they stop thinking about you right now? Did something trigger this? Did something remind them of you? Or are they just thinking about you all the time? We are going to find out. And then we'll finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. And then in the extended reading, we're going to see what this person thinks that you think of them. We're going to find out, will they take action within this connection? If yes, what action will they take? If no, should you take action, or perhaps will spirit be taking some action? And then we will get a message from both their 3D self, so their human self. We will see what they would say to you if they were being completely honest and unfiltered. And then we'll also get a message from their higher self. So that is the reading today. Let's find out who this person is first and foremost. So this card that we have in the middle, this is going to represent the person who is thinking of you. And we have the Knight of Cups. How sweet. With the keyword dreamer. Okay, so I feel that this could be someone who is roughly the same age as you or is kind of in the same stage of life as you. You could have similar interests or be in a similar line of work. It seems like there's a lot of ways in which you can relate to each other, which that could be because you have quite a bit in common, but it could also just be because you're both empathic people. I do think that this is a very kind and sensitive soul. This is someone who has a lot of depth. They seem to be the type of person who has a lot of wisdom and has a lot of wise insights, but they might not talk that much. In a group setting, they may be more of the nonverbal person. They may be more of the listener who is just taking everything in. And I feel like they're actually quite happy doing that. And some people might not understand that. Like, oh, this person has been pretty quiet. Are they okay? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm great. Like, I'm loving just vibing here. I'm listening to all of you guys. Like, I'm taking in the vibes. That seems to be their vibe in social situations. Yeah. And this could be someone who is kind of sensitive to energies around them, whether they realize that they're picking them up or not. I do think that they have that sensitivity. And this is very specific. I don't know if this is going to be the case for everyone, but just looking at this person, I would imagine that they're quite tall and they maybe have like a thinner build. Also something that's kind of specific, but this person could be non-binary, or they could be a member of the LGBT community, or they could be a strong ally as well. And I do get the feeling that this is either a friend of yours or someone that you are friendly with. Like, I'm not sure how long you've known this person or like how close you are, but I do sense that there is a mutual fondness towards one another. Like, you get along well, you would have, nothing but positive things to say about each other. Like it seems like a sweet dynamic that the two of you have. And with dreamer, this person could definitely have big dreams. They could be the type of person who romanticizes life, and when you're around them, you can't help but do the same thing too, and kind of see all the beauty around you and in yourself as well. This could be someone who's really good at bringing out the beautiful qualities in others and reminding others of how beautiful they are. This could be someone who's kind of had a hard life, or has faced some treatment that is not very nice. And so they're always very conscious of, like, you never know what battle someone is fighting, and a little kindness can go a long way. Like, I've seen how cruel people can be, and so I want to be an agent of kindness in this world. I think that's a philosophy that is very important to them. This could be someone who has a really vivid imagination. They could be up in the clouds sometimes. They could be literally a vivid dreamer, or they could sleep a lot. And I do think that this person is quite creative as well. They could have a really excellent artistic talent, like poetry or playing an instrument or something like that. This person could have tattoos as well. And if they do, I feel like it would be something that's like very significant to them, very meaningful. It might not have a meaning to the outsider who's just looking at it, but for them, it has like a really personal meaning. And I think that regardless of what kind of relationship this person has with their family, they do have a lot of love and respect for their family and for their ancestors as well. Yeah. So these are some hints about who this person is. Now we're going to take a look at your recent interactions. So this is going to represent how you were showing up. This is going to represent how they were showing up. If you listen to this description and you feel like the energies are switched and this is actually them and this is actually you, that is totally fine. You may actually resonate kind of with both sides, but if you don't really resonate with either side, then this might not be your group. But let's see what we have for you. In your recent interactions, we have you showing up with Aquarius energy, the diplomat, inventive, original, opinionated, analytical, distant, intellectual, humanitarian, friendly, tolerant, outgoing, ruler of the 11th house. Insecurity. And this says that I understand that danger allows me to push back on my limits. And then we have communication, connect, reach out, speak, listen. Then for your person's energy, we have Cancer, the caretaker, loyalty, emotional depth, sympathetic, moody, tenacious, protective, nurturing, familial ties, hypersensitive, sense of home, ruler of the 4th house. Sorry if that wasn't focusing. My camera really wanted to focus on the candle. Then we have security. Okay. So you are coming through as insecurity. They are coming through as security. And it says that I know that nothing could happen that I didn't choose beforehand. And then we have purge, cleanse, clear, release. Okay, so this distinction between the two of you is very interesting, and also the difference between Aquarius and Cancer. These are two very different energies. And actually, you're the first group to have 2 zodiac signs show up here. These particular zodiac signs could be confirmation, like if you or this person have either of these placements, but I think it's more so about the energy of these signs and what they represent. Aquarius tends to be more in their head and emotionally detached, whereas Cancer tends to be quite in their heart and very much in their feelings, in their emotions. So what this leads me to believe is that in your last interaction or in your recent interactions, this person has been feeling very safe with you, especially safe to open up and to be more emotional around you or to talk about their feelings. when you think about Cancer, like the Cancer crab, they do protect their heart, right? The crab has that hard shell on the outside with the soft interior. And so I feel like in recent interactions, this person has become more comfortable coming out of their shell around you and showing more of their soft side and showing more of their deeper emotions. And with purge here, you know, this image of fire, there could be some quite intense emotions that they shared with you in recent interactions. Or purge, there could be that like they vented to you about something, or they spoke about something that they were very passionate about, or they spoke about something that made them very emotional. They could have like cried in front of you or gotten angry in front of you. I don't think it was that they were angry at you, but just that they were speaking about a topic that brought up some anger. Like, oh my gosh, the state of the world, it makes me angry, or something like that. Or like speaking about their past that they are quite emotional about. And the reason that they did this is because they trust you and they feel very safe around you. They feel grounded and protected around you. Now, on the other hand, it looks like your energy was more insecure. While they were feeling quite comfortable in recent interactions with this person, you might have felt nervous. And the way I'm seeing this, like your spiritual team is saying that they set up this interaction for many reasons, but one of the opportunities that it presented was for you to try pushing back your limits. I don't know if I'm translating this exactly correctly, but the way that I'm seeing it is like this situation that made you nervous or made you scared or made you feel insecure, it was an opportunity for you to challenge that fear or to face that fear. And I'm not sure if you did it with Aquarius energy that's a little bit more detached. Like this may have been set up as an opportunity for you to say something that you really wanted to say, or to share your feelings, but maybe you were still like too nervous to do it, or you didn't feel comfortable enough yet, or you weren't sure how they were going to react. And so you just kind of stayed more quiet and stayed more detached. Like even with connect, reach out, speak, listen, I do feel like one of the reasons your spiritual team orchestrated this interaction was because it was an opportunity for you to connect to this person more, and to deepen your bond. And there's a couple examples that are coming to my mind right now. And one of them is where both of you are creatives. And this is someone who you really wanted to collaborate with. And you are together and they are just ranting and raving about how amazing they think your work is. And I just love what you do. And this work of yours, it moved me so much. And they're just going on and on about how amazing you are. And your spiritual team is like, this is your opportunity to tell this person that you want to collaborate with them. And you maybe just like, you didn't know how they were going to react, or you were too shy or awkward, or like you didn't believe in yourself enough. And you're just kind of like, thank you so much, you know, and didn't like seize that opportunity. Or maybe you have a crush on this person and they were ranting about how like life is too short and like you just have to tell people how you feel or something like that. And your spiritual team is like, this is your cue. Like, this is your cue to say, by the way, I have these feelings for you. Or, you know, I don't know what the topic was of this conversation. Of course, it is a general reading, and so it could be many different things. It could have even been, you know, in those past two examples that I gave, you are expressing some kind of desire towards this person, right? But it could also have been like, this is your chance to say, like, you know what, I don't think you should do that. Or, you know what, I disagree with that. Or, you know what, I'm upset about XYZ. But it's like this person was being vulnerable and opening up and getting emotional. And like that was kind of an opportunity for you to match that energy and to get some of your feelings out. but for whatever reason, like for an insecurity, for a lack of self-belief, or like an uncertainty of how it would be received, like I'm not sure if you went through with it. That's kind of how it's coming through. So I am gonna roll some dice now. First, I'm going to roll 2 astrology dice. And so the zodiac signs that appear here, they don't necessarily need to apply to you or your person, but they could be confirmation. Oh, we have Cancer coming out again. And we have Pisces, which makes sense. The Knight of Cups is... Actually, the Knight of Cups would be most related to Scorpio. So all of the water signs are here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and there are little fishies in the sea here, which makes me think of Piscean energy. Now we are going to roll some number dice. And so the numbers that appear here, it could be numbers in this person's birthday or in their birth time, if you know that. It could be life path numbers, or it could be like your age gap in the number of years. So we have 10, 8. I'm gonna put them in order. So 8 and 10, and 8 again. Okay, 8, 8, and 10. These could be relevant numbers. In terms of like letters in this person's name or initials, the letter H could be significant, the letter J, the letter R, and the letter Z, or Z if you're American, and the letter P. Yeah, okay, so now we're gonna get into the tarot deck that you guys chose. Hopefully by now you can recognize who this person is, and if this is someone you would like to hear about. And let's get into the nature of their thoughts towards you. Okay, the first thing we want to see, what is the nature of their thoughts? What have they been thinking about you? Okay, we have, okay, there's 3 coming out at the same time. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so group number 3s, you know how I was just talking about like your spiritual team having orchestrated this interaction because when they opened up, it was an opportunity for you to do so as well. Now I am seeing that is what they were anticipating too. That is how they set it up. So let me go back to those previous examples I was talking about. In the first example, where the 2 of you were creatives, when they were going on and on about how much they love your work, it's because they want to collaborate with you too. But maybe they were also kind of shy to ask you. So they were going on and on and on about how much they love you in hopes that you would express the interest to collaborate with them. It's like they were dropping really big hints for you. They were like setting up the stage. They were like, they were like doing the thing with the volleyball so that you could spike it. they were setting it up for you. Or like in the other example where they're like, I just wish people would say how they feel. Like if you like someone, just say it. They were putting out a feeler to see if you would then say something back. So yes, it's a little bit like not the most assertive way, right? It's a little bit of a roundabout way. But they were trying to drop hints about something that they desire with you. And I feel like they must have a little bit of like, yes, we do know that they're like more on the quiet side, more on the reserved side. They must have had a little bit of shyness as well. So maybe both of your spiritual teams had like orchestrated this interaction for you, but both of you were still a little bit shy, because I feel like neither of you just straight up said the thing that you're both thinking, you know? You're both feeling the same way about each other. You're both thinking the same things, but it's like neither of you said it. They kind of went out on a limb and put out these feelers and dropped these hints. And now what I think has happened is that they interpreted your, like, because you didn't take the bait, they interpreted it as you not feeling that way. Like, oh, I was going on and on about how much I like their work, but they just kind of awkwardly said thank you. So they've now, like, I feel like this 5 of Swords is indicating they kind of assumed the negative outcome. They interpreted it as you not feeling the same way. Oh, they didn't say anything. That must mean that they're not interested in working with me. Or I just went on about telling people how you feel and they didn't say anything, so they don't feel that way about me. Whatever it might be, right? Again, I don't know what the topic was of your conversation, but I think the important thing is that you're on the same page, and because nothing was said, now their thoughts are like, oh, they must not feel the same way, they must not think the same way. And they may be feeling a little bit defeated, because that is also an interpretation of the 5 of Swords, feeling kind of defeated. They maybe feel like, okay, there's no chance. And actually, now that I think about it, when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it can indicate someone who is not like directly taking action, because they're kind of leaving it up to the universe. And surrendering to the universe is a beautiful thing, and it's a very important thing. But I think what's happening here is that both parties have an opportunity, have the ability to bring about your desired outcome by just communicating and taking action. But you both may be in a position of like, oh, but if it's meant to be, the universe will make it happen. And it's like, the universe can facilitate it. The universe can bring you right up to each other. But, you know, I sometimes say, like, the universe, if you're manifesting pizza, the universe can bring the pizza right to your door, but it cannot eat the pizza for you. So I feel like neither of you ate the pizza in this case. And now this person is feeling kind of defeated, and they are like, rather than thinking, oh, maybe group number 3 is kind of shy like me, maybe group 3 was too scared to directly say something like me, they're thinking, oh, group number 3 was not interested, group number 3 was not feeling it. Yeah, I just cut the deck, and it's like the 5 of Cups and the Tower. So I do feel like they're feeling like they missed some kind of chance, or that what they hoped for did not happen or can't happen. Okay, let's see. How does this person feel about you? How does this person feel about group number 3? Just with Dreamer too, I do feel like this is quite like an idealistic person, and again, they have a really vivid imagination, and so I do think that they tend to daydream, and they tend to really get in their head, like playing out scenarios, and so they had maybe, like, before your last interaction happened, they maybe had played it out in their head as going much differently and as going really well, because they were kind of like romanticizing the situation. So then when it played out the way that it did, like the tower before, it was like falling from a really high place because they maybe had such high hopes or like high expectations for how it was going to go. Maybe they even expected that they would have had the courage to be more direct with you. Like that's how they saw it playing out when they daydreamed about it. But then in the moment they got cold feet and they just said some indirect stuff. So like the gap between expectations versus reality was maybe so big that they kind of had a hard hit. And I feel like that's something that could happen to this person quite often with this dreamer energy. They could have strong Pisces placements or 12th house placements where they just it's like they put scenarios on a pedestal, and then when it doesn't happen in that idealized way that they imagined, they think that it was a disaster. Because like it's just the expectations versus reality is so different. Even if objectively things went fine, it's like they're falling from such a high place, if that makes sense, when compared to how they daydreamed it. Okay, with the 5 of Cups coming out again, which is what we just saw. We have the 3 of Cups and we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this person, there's a couple ways to interpret this. This person could, with the 3 of Cups here, this person could see you as a friend. I definitely think they see you as someone that they have a lot of fun with, or they could have a lot of fun with if you guys hung out more. Also, there could be a desire to collaborate creatively with you if you guys do resonate with being creatives. I think that they see you as someone who has a very like ray of sunshine, bright and bubbly kind of personality, someone who is very fun to be around, who is very easy to be around, and they really see your kind soul and they see how supportive you are. Like they love how you go out of your way to lift others up, because that's something like kindness is very important to this person. And there was something else that I was going to say. Oh, that they really admire your loyalty, like towards your friends and your loved ones. Like they can tell that you're someone who really just cares very deeply about the people in your life and would never let them down and would always want the best for them and would always stick up for them. Like they just see you as a real genuine friend, a really amazing friend. You guys could be friends or have mutual friends. And also with the Ace of Wands, they probably see you as someone who's very inspiring. There could be aspects about your personality or aspects about like what you do in your life that they find to be quite aspirational and that they want to be like that too. The Ace of Wands, it could indicate that there's kind of like a physical attraction, which it doesn't necessarily have to be an attraction. It could just be that they think you're hot, like in a platonic way. But I do see that here with the Ace of Wands. But then we have this 5 of Cups again. This is kind of giving the energy of someone who has a crush on you, but is sad because you maybe only see them as a friend. Or they think that you're out of their league, or that there's not really a possible way that you could be together. But if this is someone who has feelings for you, I don't think it's like they're super deep in love with you. At this point, at least, it does kind of just feel like they might have a little crush on you, or just really, really appreciate you. And then, yeah, the other interpretation of this, which is like, if this is someone who wants to collaborate with you, they also might not feel confident enough. Like, for example, if they look at some of the other people you've collaborated with, they're like, oh, well, those people are way more talented than me, or like those people are way bigger than me. So why would group number 3 even like look my way or be interested in working with me? So this 5 of Cups, it feels a little bit like a pessimistic or defeated mentality. And I do think that whatever the situation is, it does involve them comparing themselves to other people, because we do have the Three of Cups here, which indicates like third parties. And even in both of these pulls, like 3 cards came out at the same time. There's 3 people here in this card that talked about defeat. If you're in a relationship, this could be someone who has a crush on you, but they know that they can't have you because you're with someone else. This person could also be like of a gender that you are not attracted to, or that they think you're not attracted to. And that's why they feel like nothing can happen between the two of you. Or like they want to be your friend, but then when they look at the other people that you're friends with, they're like, oh, but those people are so much cooler than me. There is some kind of, they are comparing themselves to a third party or to third parties, which is like the other people in your life, and maybe just feeling like they don't really fit in with that. Yeah. So for this next part, you're going to see why they're thinking about you so much right now. Is there something that brought this on, something that triggered this and reminded them of you? Or is it just kind of they're constantly thinking about you? And we're also going to get messages and advice from your spirit guides. So if there is a specific question that you would like to ask your spirit guides, or if there's a specific situation you would like guidance on, just keep that in mind as I'm shuffling. And if there's a specific spirit guide whom you would like to ask your question to, keep them in mind as well, because we're going to take the bottom of the deck energy as your spirit guide's message. Why is this person thinking about group number 3 so much right now? We have the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant. Okay, so two earth signs present here. Actually, double Taurus energy going on here. So, I do think that thinking of you is kind of like a constant thing for this person, rather than it being a specific event that has triggered them thinking about you. I think it's more just you've been consistently on their mind lately. Again, I don't think this is them like being obsessed with you and like you're living in their head rent free. I think it's more just like a simmer. Like you're always kind of there in the back of their mind, and they may not even be thinking anything specific about you. Just like, group 3. Like you're on their mind like that. And with these, first of all, with both of these being Taurus, they could think about your beauty a lot. I do think this is someone who finds you very beautiful and like physically very beautiful, of course, on the inside as well. But I do think that aesthetically they find you to be very beautiful. And also Taurus has to do with things in your physical surroundings. So there could be things in their physical surroundings that are reminding them of you, especially if you do have mutual friends, mutual people in your life, or if you've ever given this person a gift, or if they have any of your material possessions, those items could make them think about you. Also, if you are a creative, that's coming through a lot, so let me know if you are. They could often like consume your art, and so that like reminds them of you. Like if you're a musician, they might listen to your music frequently, and so then of course if they're listening to your music, they're going to be thinking about you. With the Hierophant here, they have maybe asked someone advice about you, whether that's like their friend or a therapist or something like that. I feel like they have sought guidance for the situation with you. Like, what should I do to navigate these feelings? What should I do about these thoughts that I'm having? I also think that this could have to do with, like, because the Hierophant can talk about education and like-minded people. And if you do resonate with having something in common with this person, then, like, for example, a common interest, a common activity that you engage in, then doing that activity could just inevitably make them think of you. So, like, if you both, like, maybe the last time or in your recent interactions, you were talking about how you both really like crocheting or something. And so then whenever they crochet, they think about you. Or whenever they pass by the store that you said you buy your supplies at, they think about you. Or if you are both, like if you're both studying the same thing, it could literally be like whenever they study, they think about you. Or whenever they go to school, they think about you because they know that you are learning this too. And you could also be an inspiration to this person for learning new things. So if, like, let's say you're both learning a language and then like you're really good at it, when they're learning it, they are thinking about you and they're inspired by you. So yeah, lots of things that this person does remind them of you, because I feel like you guys naturally, you're inclined towards the same activities and the same interests and learning the same things. And so they've come to like associate a lot of their hobbies and interests with you. It does feel very crushy, doesn't it? Or just like, again, this can be a platonic crush. It can just be someone who's really, really inspired by you. Oh my gosh. I just cut the deck absent-mindedly, and I mentioned that I wanted to do bottom of the deck energies for the message from your spirit guides, and we had the Four of Wands and the King of Coins. Wow. The message from your spirit guides is that you are the boss of your life and you should do what makes you happy. And honestly, that's kind of been the consistent advice from spirit guides, and I'm not surprised. But like, we have seen that this person has a crush on you, whether that's romantic or platonic, I don't know. You probably intuitively know. Or that they are like very inspired by you and want to collaborate with you. Your guides are saying you are the boss of your life and you should do what makes you happy. So if you feel the same way, I really think you should just say something to this person and like be assertive about it. Because if you both feel the same way, it really doesn't matter who initiates it, right? But I feel like both of you might be the personality of, oh, I'm gonna wait for the other person, or if it's meant to be, it will just happen, or I'm gonna drop hints, and then if they feel the same way, they will pick up on those hints and say something. And I feel like that approach just hasn't been working recently. So if you do feel the same way at this person, I really think your guides are saying you should just go for it. Like, this is Aries energy. Aries, one thing about Aries, they just do it. Act now, think later. However, if you don't feel the same way, because there was that interpretation of like, maybe you're feeling awkward because you have to say something that's not very pleasant. Like, you know what? I don't feel that way. You know what? I don't agree with that. You know what? I think we should not do that. You know, if that's the case, you should also say something. We have like the diplomat and insecurity. Some of you guys might have trouble saying no or have trouble with confrontation. So you sometimes might like say yes when you mean no, or just go along with things when you don't really want to. And like, for example, if you suspect that this person has like feelings for you and you don't want something to happen, I feel like your guides are saying you should make that clear and you should not feel guilty about it, because like, you have to be honest and you have to do what makes you happy. And yeah, I feel like this King of Coins, the way he's holding the coin and he looks like proud and satisfied with himself, I really do feel like this is you taking charge of the situation. You being the king of the situation. And I felt like I was going to say something else and I don't remember, but basically, however you feel, whether like without thinking about how are they going to receive my feelings, I think it's more so just important that you make the feelings known. Otherwise, things are just going to drag out. It's either going to drag out in the sense of you both want to take things further, you both want to do something together, but neither of you are saying it. Or it's going to drag out in the sense of they want something to happen and you don't, but you don't want to let them down, and so you're like trying to be on board, or like you're not really saying anything, and then that is just going to drag out. And it's like, I feel like with this connection, it's like something's got to give eventually. So I think it's important to be like direct and forthcoming with this person about how you feel, so that you two can get a move on together and do what you want to do together, or so that they can move on with their life. But just like leaving it in limbo, it doesn't do either of you, or it doesn't do anyone any favors. So yeah, that is the message from your spirit guides. Also, I'm realizing with this King of Pentacles, this could be indicating like who the spirit guide is who is talking to you. And I think the spirit guide likely has like a fatherly and protective energy towards you, and really wants to help you reach success and prosperity in this lifetime. Yeah, it could be, no, I don't know if it's necessarily like a father figure, just that they have a fatherly energy towards you. Like they want to protect you, they want to provide for you, they want you to have abundance and prosperity. Yeah, it could even be the higher self of a divine counterpart who's giving you this advice, if that resonates. But yeah, we are going to take it over to the extended now, and we're going to see, what does this person think that you are thinking about them right now? Is this person going to take action towards you? If so, what action will that be? If no, should you take action, or will spirit take action? And then we are going to get a message from both their 3D self in terms of what they would say if they were being completely honest and unfiltered, and also a message from their higher self, or advice from their higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick-a-card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below, which if you're watching when this video goes up, it is very new, fresh off the press. So that will be linked down below. And also my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that is at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to this person, to both of your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 4s. So if you guys chose the Fluorite cluster and the Tarot of a Moon Garden, this is going to be your reading. I want to start by just going through everything that is going to be covered in the reading today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. On YouTube, in this reading, the first thing that we need to find out is who this person is. So we are going to take a look at some of their characteristics as well as their relationship to you. And to get more hints about who this might be, we're also going to take a look at your last interaction with them, or the recent interactions that you've had, and see what your energy was like and what their energy was like in those interactions, and what happened when you last saw them or when you last spoke to them. And then once we find out who this is, we're going to see what they've been thinking about you. So we'll see the nature of their current thoughts about you, their current feelings towards you, and why they can't stop thinking about you right now. Is there something that brought this on? Did something remind them of you? Or are they just kind of thinking about you all the time? And then we are going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your spirit guides. And then in the extended reading, we're going to find out, what does this person think that you think of them right now? And is this person going to take some kind of action within this connection? If yes, what is that action? If no, should you take some action, or will spirit potentially take action? And then we will finish off the extended with messages from both this person's 3D self, so their human self. We're going to see what they would say to you if they were completely honest and unfiltered. And then we're also going to get a message from their higher self. So that is the reading today. Let's get into it. The first thing we got to do is find out who this person is who has been thinking about you, and their energy is going to be represented by this card. And we have the Hanged Man with Limbo. Okay, group number 4. The first thing that is coming up for this person, and this is kind of odd message to be like the first thing to come out, you may kind of feel bad for this person. The way it's coming through is that you view this person as so brilliant and so talented and so capable and so kind and caring, with the ability to bring so much light and joy into this world. And yet I feel like this is someone who was just dealt really shitty hands in life, and you might look at this person and think that they should be like much farther along in their journey, or like much more successful, or like in a better place, experiencing more joy. But it's kind of like life just keeps throwing them curveball after curveball. So it's not like you pity this person. I just think you really feel for them, and you're really rooting for them. This may be someone who feels kind of stuck in life, or when you talk to them, they seem to be talking about the same issues over and over again and just can't seem to figure them out. And maybe you can't seem to figure them out either. I am getting a feeling of this person being an old soul and having very strong spiritual gifts, whether they realize this or not. I do think they have a mission as a light worker on this earth, whether they realize that or not. They're a very old and wise and gentle soul. Deers could be a relevant symbol of this person, or like a spirit animal that pertains to this person. Or deer could be something like you might call them deer, or they might call you deer, my dear. Or their name could mean deer. Like in English, for example, the surname Doe is like a female deer. Or maybe there's a name in another language that I don't know about that means deer. Limbo could also be referring to how you perceive the connection with them. You might feel like the connection with them is in limbo and that it is not really progressing. But this person has immense compassion for humanity and for the collective, and like empathy for the collective that I think not many have. They have a very keen ability to put themselves in others' shoes and to like feel strongly for people that they've maybe never even met before, like some stranger on the other side of the world. They feel for them. They feel their humanity. And this person really has a sense of like, we're all in this together. Beautiful soul. So maybe you have figured out who this is. If this sounds like someone you know of, or someone you would like to hear about, because that's the most important thing, because you're going to sit through a whole long reading about them. If this sounds like someone you would like to know about, then let's keep going. We're going to take a look at your recent interactions. I'm getting distracted because I have a really strong taste of like truffles. I don't know if this person likes truffles or if you ate truffle something together. Truffle's kind of fancy, so maybe this person has, well, I think it's kind of fancy. Maybe other people don't, but maybe you like ate the food together when you last saw them, or they are like a foodie. Anyway, I'm gonna try to ignore it and focus on the cards. This is going to represent your energy in your recent interactions. This is going to represent their energy. When you listen to these descriptions, you might feel like the energy is actually switched and this is more like them, this is more like you. That is totally fine to switch the energies around. You may even feel like you resonate with both sides, but if you don't see yourself anywhere here, then this might not be your group. But let's see what we have. For your energy, we have 7th house. Partnerships, marriage, relationships, friendships, business partners, contracts, agreements, joint endeavors, sharing, negotiations, cooperation, and relating. We have hatred, and it says, I understand that anger is a fear, or I'm aware that anger is just a fear that I don't understand. That's a better way to say it. And then we have chaos, confusion, turmoil, falling apart. Then on their side, we have Libra. That's kind of cool because like 7th house is related to Libra. So same energy on both sides. Fair, people pleaser, balanced, sociable, sensible, diplomatic, polished, easygoing, fickle, indecisive, harmonious, self-indulgence, ruler of the 7th house. Yeah, exactly. Then we have chaos again. Wow. I understand that chaos gives me an opportunity to recenter myself. And then we have joy, play, celebration, fun, and lightness. It's like a tough energy, but it's beautiful. I feel like in your recent interactions or in the interactions that you have with this person, it's kind of like a safe space that you can vent, that you can talk about problems, that you can talk about the bullshit going on in your life. With chaos showing up on both of your sides, you could both be going through kind of a hectic time in your lives. Maybe some shit is hitting the fan in your lives, or you see BS going on in the world and that's something that you talk about, or in your last interactions, you could have been in this stage in your life. But what's really beautiful is that no matter how dire things might seem, it's like you can always find joy together, or you can always find something to be grateful about. It does kind of seem like this person may be going through, and not to like compare your situations, but I feel like in your recent interactions, it may have been more so this person who was going through a tough time. This person could just have a lot going on in their life, and if you feel like your connection has been in limbo, whether that's like you've wanted your relationship to move to the next level and it hasn't done that, or there's been like, for example, a joint endeavor, something that you've wanted to work on with them, a plan that you've wanted to put into action, like a project that you've wanted to get started or keep working on, and it's just not happening. I just feel like this person could be in over their head in life right now. Like they've maybe bitten off more than they can chew, or life has given them too many things to deal with. And so it's not a matter of them not wanting to do these things with you or not wanting to move forward to you. I just feel like their life is kind of hectic at the moment, and they may not completely show it. Like with Libra and Joy, one thing about the stereotypical Libra energy is that they do kind of like to maintain the peace, or at least keep up the appearances that things are okay and things are peaceful and things are looking nice. And I don't necessarily think that this person sweeps problems under the rug, but they might sometimes like try too hard to find a silver lining or to be like, oh no, I'm fine. They might like refuse help. Like, oh no, it's not that bad. At least this good thing is going for me. Don't worry about me. I don't need your help. But I feel like on your end, well, first of all, I don't think you hate this person with this hatred card, but I do think like there is anger and frustration in this energy. I think that some of your anger may stem from stories that you hear about this person's life. You may feel an anger towards like the circumstances that this person is in, because again, there's this feeling of they don't deserve that. Like this beautiful soul does not deserve like the BS that life is throwing at them. You could feel anger and frustration towards other people in this person's life. Because I do feel like this is kind of the energy of two people who like catch up and talk about life. And you might hear about the same ongoing problems from this person's side, and like there's the same kind of characters that keep showing up in their stories. And there might be someone, you know, like this person's boss or one of this person's friends or their family or their partner or whatever it is that you just get really frustrated at, because you can tell that like they don't deserve this treatment. That person shouldn't be treating them like that, or that person is doing them dirty. That person is not letting them shine. And like you can't help but feel frustrated. Like you are getting defensive for them is kind of the feeling, because you are so loyal to them. And with them having this Libra energy, another problem that Libra energy can have is like they may be giving people in their life the benefit of the doubt, even though those people have shown time and time again that they're not supporting them, that they don't have their best interests at heart. And so like imagine you're meeting up with a friend and you keep hearing these stories about how like their partner is treating them or how their person of interest is treating them. And you're like, oh my God, like how dare you treat my friend like this? Like they can't keep doing this to you. But then they're being like, oh, but you know, it's okay. Like they're really going through blah, blah, blah. Like, and I just kind of feel you getting angry on behalf of this person. It's almost like you are more upset about their situation than they are about their own situation. And I really feel that it comes from how much you care about them and how much you know that they deserve better. I feel like you really want to see this person shine, and you want them to be the beautiful light worker that they are, and you want the world to see how amazing this person is. Like it feels like you are really rooting for them, but like, and you see them stuck or going over the same problems again or having the same issues come up with the same people again. And I just feel like it frustrates you. And another thing that might frustrate you is if this person is kind of glossing over it or being like, it's not that bad. I feel like you would like this person to let you in more so that you can help them with whatever they're going through. But it's like, you can't help them with what they're going through if they can't admit that it's shitty, you know? And I think with this, like with these two rings together and with commitment, I really do think you feel a loyalty and at least like an emotional commitment to this person of like, we're in this together. I don't want you to go through this alone. Like, let me in. I want to offer you support. I want to be there with you. I want to go through it with you. But on their end, with this like Libra keeping up the nice appearance, they might want to kind of hide some of the chaos of their life from you, because they might perceive it as like, I feel bad for dumping on you, or I don't want to let you in until I've cleaned up my life a bit. I don't want to move things to the next level with you until I've cleaned up my life a bit, which, you know, that is their prerogative. But it kind of feels like the energy of when someone who is your friend is like, oh no, you can't come over, my house is so messy. And it's like, bro, I'm your friend. Like, you really think I'm gonna care if your house is messy? But, you know, it is what makes them comfortable. So Of course, they are within their rights to say, don't come to my house. But I think that's kind of the frustrating element of this dynamic, especially if you are wanting a deeper commitment with this person and like wanting a closer bond, and the mess doesn't bother you. But that's a reason that you feel that they're not letting you in more. That could bring some frustration. So hopefully by now you have an inkling of who this person is and it's someone that you would like to hear about. The last thing we're going to do in this part of the reading is roll some dice. So I have 2 zodiac sign dice. These zodiac signs don't necessarily have to apply to you or your person, but they could be confirmation. It's interesting that we had Libra energy on both of your sides. You or this person could have Libra placements, or this could be a sign that like you have the same zodiac sign, or like maybe their sun sign is your moon sign or something like that. And then we also have Pisces energy here with the Hanged Man. Okay, so we have Aquarius, and these could be like sun, moon, rising placements. Oh my gosh, that almost fell on the floor. Let me try that again. And then we have Sagittarius. Okay, and then I'm also going to roll these number dice. And so these numbers could be numbers in this person's birthday, in their birth time, if you know that, their life path number, or like the number of your age gap in years. We have 2, 4, oh my gosh, it almost fell, but it didn't. We have 2, 4, and 11. So these could be relevant numbers to this person. And in terms of initials or letters in their name, the letters B, D, K, F, M, O, and Q could be relevant letters. Okay, so now we are going to get into the tarot that you chose, the Tarot of a Moon Garden, and let's get some information about what this person is thinking of you and why. What is the nature of this person's thoughts towards group number 4 right now? What is the nature of their thoughts? Ooh. Okay, we have the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Wands, which came out together, and 1919 as I'm showing these, and that is the number of the sun, like the Sun card in tarot. That's a lot. I'm not going to take all of those, but that could be an indication that this person thinks about you very frequently, or that their thoughts are very like intense or strong, passionate. We have the 10 of Swords. So with the 2 of Cups here, first of all, I really do feel that this person feels some kind of soul connection to you, and they might not even have like a huge amount of spiritual awareness or knowledge. I do think that they're open to those kind of concepts, but they feel you as kind of like kindred spirit, soulmate, like you were meant to meet. And it doesn't matter if this connection is romantic or platonic, they just feel that kind of spiritual closeness to you. And maybe you've even kind of opened this person up to those concepts. They, with the Two of Cups as well, there's a message that they see you as an equal, which I think is something that you need to know because, you know, if you resonated with the first part of this reading, which I think you did, or else you probably wouldn't be watching like 20 minutes in, but it seems that you do think really highly of this person and that you see so many amazing qualities in them. And I think that they would describe you in a very similar way. And, you know, you've maybe seen this as a person that you look up to, or like who is on another level than you, but they actually see you as an equal in terms of your wisdom, in terms of your talent, in terms of your like success, in terms of your maturity. I feel like these are all kind of things that you might think they're ahead of you, but they see you as an equal, or maybe even in some cases they might feel that you are a little bit above them. And you are equals, but it's all subjective, right? You kind of aspire to them and they kind of aspire to you, but no, you are equals. Your souls are equals. And I do think with the Ace of Wands, I'm not gonna lie, this connection does feel more platonic for most of you. It doesn't have to be, I'm just more so getting that vibe. And I'm perceiving this Ace of Wands as like creative inspiration, or just inspiration to keep moving forward in life. I think that you give this person hope, and you light a spark in this person, and it's the spark to keep believing, to keep being optimistic, believing in themselves, and also believing in the future. And with the Ten of Swords here, I actually think that, so it's funny. It's not like they're just thinking about you. They are thinking about finally ending something in their life. And that makes them think about you because this is maybe something that you have talked about with them, or that you have given them advice about. And it's almost like they think they could be more like you, or they could be closer to you also, if they finally end this thing. So again, this is just one example. You will know what you've talked about with this person more than me, who is reading for a bunch of people. But let's just say in this example, this is like a friend who is dating someone, or who is talking to someone who is just really like even toxic for them, or is just holding them back. And you have spoken about this to them so much. And so it's not really like you are the main focus of what they're thinking about. It's like they're thinking about, you know what, I think I'm finally going to dump that person. I think I'm finally going to cut them off. I think I'm finally going to end it. And so because they're thinking about that, their thoughts do go to you. Their thoughts go to conversations that you've had, words of encouragement that you've given them. They may at this time be revisiting like messages, texts that you've sent them, or revisiting voice notes that you have sent to them, and really just taking in your wisdom. And it's like you hype them up and you make them feel like I'm getting emotional. Like you make them feel worthy, that they can live a better life, that the energy around them can be lighter. You give them hope that they can be full of life again, because with the Ten of Swords, this is someone who's mentally exhausted. Like they really feel like the life has been beaten out of them. They're just tired. And you give them hope that they can feel lighter and brighter again, like the sun, like the 1919 that we saw. They're like, I'm finally gonna put an end to this, or I'm gonna finally leave that soul-crushing job. And you, group number 4, you make me believe that that's possible. And if you are living in your authenticity, if you are living your truth, you are such an inspiration for this person. Like they see how you're living, they see how you're shining your light, and it's like you are proof to them that they can do it too. You are proof to them that there's hope on the other side. I am getting so freaking emotional right now. Like, this is so beautiful. So they are thinking about finally ending something. Also, for some of you, like this person could struggle with addiction, like, because Pisces, it can have addictive tendencies, and lean towards like escapism. For some of you, and that would make sense considering some of the energies here, like that this is such a beautiful person, and like you're not angry at them, but like you're angry that this addiction has like hindered their potential and hindered their growth. In this example, of course, I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but it could have to do with an addiction for some of you. And they're thinking about like, I'm gonna put an end to this once and for all. I'm gonna put an end to this once and for all. I'm sick of being stuck in this cycle over and over and over again. I'm sick of it. I'm not gonna take this anymore. And so in this resolve, they think back to like all of the love and support and loyalty that you have shown them, and like you've shown them that there can be this light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you are giving them hope to cut something out of their life that has been stifling, that has like sucked out the color, but for whatever reason they were hanging on, whether it was because of an addiction, and it could be like an addiction to love as well, like staying with someone who is not good for them, or like a trauma bond or something of that nature, or whether they just didn't believe that there was something better out there. You have shown them that things can get better, and so they are thinking about you and thinking about what you've told them, what you've shown them. Okay, the next thing is, how does this person feel about you overall right now? We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Two of Staffs, or the Two of Wands. So with the Six of Swords, and this is actually really nice to come out after the Ten of Swords, because the Six of Swords is about moving on. It's about moving away from BS. It's about moving away from chaos and moving into peace. So, I mean, we have spoken about this before, so I'm just repeating myself at this point, but they do see you as someone who has helped them to move on from a lot of the hardships and the crap in their life. They see you as someone who has helped to improve their mental health, help them to let go of things that don't serve them. There may be a certain leap of faith in their life that you have helped them to take. And this is so beautiful how this like dragon is moving away from the Ten of Swords and moving towards the Two of Wands. Because the Two of Wands, it's about like new opportunities coming in, or like your potential to accomplish certain things. And it's the feeling of like looking towards your future with hope, and the world being your oyster. So I think you've maybe opened a lot of doors for this person. Like maybe you've introduced certain connections into their life, or certain opportunities into their life. And they certainly see you as someone who is capable of really amazing things, and who has done a lot of amazing things. I think they really admire your talents, as well as like your go-getter energy. This is Mars in Aries, and I think they just see you as someone who, when you want something, you go for it. So like you're bold, you're brave, you know what you want, you're ambitious, these are qualities that they really admire in you, and they just see you as someone who is so full of life and full of energy and vibrant. You could be younger than this person, but it was coming through that they see you as having a youthful energy, which could be because you're younger, or it could just be because of like your enthusiasm and your zest for life. And it's like they feel younger, or they feel renewed and refreshed when they talk to you. You could also bring them fresh perspectives about life that they hadn't previously considered. The Hanged Man is also about looking at things from a new perspective. And especially like if you are spiritual and maybe your worldviews and your beliefs are influenced by your spiritual practices. And so if they don't have spiritual practices, you might bring things up that they're like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I never looked at it in that way. So I do think, talking to you is intellectually stimulating for them and very interesting for them. And I think also you have this attitude of like, when there's a will, there's a way, we can do this. That is really motivating for them. There is kind of a feeling, it's like they don't want to get too attached to you because they feel like one day you might not be here anymore. And for some, that could be like they think you're gonna walk away from them, but I don't think that's the case for most of you. I think it's more in the sense of like, they see you as being, ambitious and being a free spirit and adventurous, and like the world is your oyster. And so they might think like you're gonna just like pick up and move one day, or you're gonna get an amazing opportunity somewhere and like leave them, that kind of thing. As a result of what you're doing in this life, what you're accomplishing in this life, they feel like you might kind of become more distant to them, or become more busy, like when your career picks up. And so they kind of feel like you're not going to be this available forever, which I don't know if that's true, by the way, but that's kind of how it's coming through. You're not going to be this available forever. You might like move on from me, or like move away from me one day. And so I don't want to get too attached to you, or I don't want to only rely on you for certain things. Like if you've been someone that this person can confide in, they're like, I don't want to put it on you to be like the only one that I can confide in, because, well, first of all, it's not fair to you, but then like, what do I do if you leave, So yes, that is how they feel about you. For this last part, we are going to see the way this, like I've done this 3 times already and I can't remember. We are going to see why they are thinking about you, which we've kind of seen here. They're thinking about you because they're about to end something, but maybe we can see what has brought this on. Or if there's anything else you need to know about their thoughts for you. And we're also going to get messages and advice from your spirit guides. So if there's a particular question that you would like to ask your guides, or a particular situation that you would like their insights on, just think about that as I'm shuffling. And also, if there is a specific spirit guide from whom you would like to receive a message, think about them as well, because we're going to pull the cards and then take the bottom of the deck energy as the message from your spirit guide. Why is group number 4, why is this person thinking about group number 4 so much right now? What has brought this on? What has caused this person to think about group number 4 so much at this time? We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Chariot, and we have the 3 of Wands, which came out together. And then for the message from your spirit guide, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. So with the Knight of Cups, I do get the sense that this is someone who you might not see them super frequently, but I do feel like you have maintained your connection with this person, and maintained your closeness with them over the span of your relationship. And maybe the reason they're thinking about you is because like you saw this person recently, or you were texting or talking to this person recently. And because when I first saw this, I thought it's like, okay, you did some gesture of kindness for them recently. Like maybe you gave them a gift, or you treated them to something, you invited them out, you went out of your way to see them, you shared some words of kindness with them. It feels like it is an interaction with you that brought it on. You know, it's not like they just randomly started thinking about you. So I would say you have interacted with this person in the near-ish future, and you know, they think about you because you're someone important to them. Like with the Knight of Cups, you're someone that is dear to this person. They would consider you like one of their I almost said this in Japanese for some reason. They would consider you as one of their important people. Yeah, like close ones. That could be a sign, by the way, that maybe this person is bilingual, and maybe even like when you talk to them, you mix different languages, which is like the best way to talk. It's just so convenient. But actually, if you are bilingual, it can be harder to speak only one language, and so it's like a good training practice to do that. Anyway, freaking yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about the Knight of Cups. I think that this person is like, I do think you have like a close relationship or like a soft spot for each other, and you are one of their important people. So it's kind of natural that they would think about you and that you would cross their mind, but it could be a recent interaction that you had that they particularly appreciated and that they're like reminiscing on, and that's why they're thinking about you right now. Also, they could kind of see you making moves right now, and they're really proud of you. So you could have had a significant accomplishment recently, or I'm hearing like they're seeing you be more active. So they may see you more actively working towards your goals. Like for example, if there's a skill that you've been working on, they might see that, oh, like group number 4 has been really at it. They've been really consistent. They've been really taking it seriously. That's awesome for them. Or they could see you, like also for some of you, it could be like they see you being more active on social media. Like if you have, like if you are a content creator, they're like, oh wow, like group number 4 has been really regularly posting. It's just they see you being more active towards your goals and more consistent and more like ambitious towards your goals recently, and they think that that's super awesome and they love that for you, and it's almost like they've been waiting for you to really, you're really on a roll right now, group number 4, with whatever you're working towards. You're really on a roll, and that just, it makes them so happy. Like the same way you want to see this person share their gifts and shine their light, like that's exactly what they want for you. And then the message from your spirit guide is the Queen of Swords. So I know that this is an air sign, the Queen of Swords, but I'm thinking of, I feel like this is kind of Virgo-y energy where, and I mean, any sign can do this, but this is one of like the stereotypical things of Virgo, is that they're so good at giving advice and like helping other people to solve their problems. And they might go into overdrive focusing on everyone else's problems to avoid solving their own stuff. So the same way that this person has things to work through and definitely has things to let go of and cut out of their life, I think your spirit guide is encouraging you to look at this as an opportunity to look at your own life and think like, what is holding me back? Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. I just got chills when I thought of this, and I just saw 40/40. I think one of the reasons you are such a strong, wait, let me formulate this sentence. One of the reasons you push so hard, or like you go so hard for this person to let go of things that don't serve them, to let go of things that hold them back, is because you see their amazing potential. You see how high this person could soar if they didn't have these things that were holding them down. But you don't go as hard for yourself to let go of the things that are holding you down, because maybe you don't see your potential of how high you can fly. If that's the reason you want so badly for this person to let go of what's not serving them so that they can fly high, if you also saw how high you could fly, maybe you would care more about cutting the BS out of your life that is not serving you and holding you back. That is what this spirit guide is suggesting. Because we got some work to do as well. This spirit guide, she is friendly. Yeah, she is friendly. She is sassy. She gives you tough love. This could be an ancestor. I'm seeing like a female ancestor who was in her time a carefree and outspoken woman when that was not very acceptable, and like a fun-loving, free-spirited, unapologetic woman living her best life when like it was not acceptable for a woman to do that. That's who's coming through. Anyway, she's saying like, we got some work to do in your life too. So there are things that we need to cut out so that you can reach your full potential. And yes, that is just as important as your loved ones reaching their full potential. You deserve that same work. You are worth the effort. I know it's such a hassle to cut out bad habits and to start healthy habits and to change your routine and to change your brain. But you, my love, are worth, I'm getting emotional. You are worth the effort. This spirit guide loves you so much and sees, you might actually have inherited a lot of traits from this ancestor. And actually it might not be that far back. It could be like a great grandparent or something who you maybe just barely missed on this earth. And it would have been so cool if you could have been incarnate at the same time. And maybe you have been like many generations back. But they see a lot of themselves in you, and they've stuck around with you like since you were a baby, and you're worth it. You're worth facing the challenges. You're worth doing the hard work, the annoying, boring work that will help you move forward towards your goals. You gotta stop minimizing the importance of your goals. Like there's more important things in the world than this goal that I want to achieve. No. Well, I mean, of course there's important things in the world, but your joy is important. Your sense of fulfillment is important. Your life is important. And I'll be damned if you don't live your best life. Anyway, and with that being said, it's very important to treat yourself too. Okay? And to not, demonize the things that give you joy. They're okay once in a while. You don't have to, like, you don't have to feel bad about, you know, eating a whole plate of cookies sometimes. It's a part of life. Just such grandma energy. Okay, so respectfully, cool, hip grandma energy. Yeah. So, group number 4s. Yeah, I feel like this would have been that grandma that's like, I'm a cool grandma. Yeah. Anyway. That is the reading. We are going to take it over to the extended now. And we are going to see, what does this person think that you are thinking about them right now? Is this person going to take any sort of action within this connection to, oh, car honking outside? Confirmation? Are they going to take any sort of action to move things forward or to move things in a different direction within this connection? If so, what will that action be? If not, should you take action, or perhaps will spirit be taking action? And then we are going to get a message from this person's 3D self and a message from their higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me over in the extended, I'm going to have that linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick-a-card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. Sorry, this guide's energy is like very strong right now. Like we gotta give them their own whole video so that they can talk to you. Or I mean, of course, you can take it from here and keep talking to them, but their presence is super, super strong. And they were probably very talkative, like as an incarnate human as well. Lovely, lovely energy. No nonsense, no BS kind of energy. Like, I feel like this was like such a badass woman that like the men were intimidated by. Okay, let me keep going with the outro. I don't even remember where I was at, but what you need to know is I have a music channel, and the song that you heard at the start of this video is an original song. You can listen to it on my music channel, and I'm also gonna have my latest release link down below, and she is brand spanking new. Just came out a few days ago, if this video is going up when I think it is. So that's linked down below too. It's about aliens. I think it's good. And I will also link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. I truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And I'm sending so much love to you, my group number 4s, to this person. I really wish you both all the best in your individual endeavors and your joint endeavors, which you do have or will have. Very successful endeavors at that. And I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.